Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts for the Game of Thrones Season 6 finale. We've got a few episodes left, whether or not I think we're going to see Lady Stoneheart after all. Alright, so I thought this was a great topic to get started with the Q&A for today. And this came from a few people, seeing quite a few comments of people thinking that we may actually see Lady Stoneheart now after all. This comment's from Vedran Prlac, and he says, Trev, I think actually the fact that the Brotherhood is killing innocent people like this indicates that their leader is changed. I'm betting we will see Lady Stoneheart after all. So, and this is that maybe I like that. That's a pretty insightful comment, and I definitely wanted to add it for this one because, of course, spoiler warning if you're not caught up. Episode 7, The Broken Man. We do see those three guys come back afterwards and kill all of those people, which is a little strange for the Brotherhood without banners to be doing that. They seem to kind of be more like the idea that they're founded upon seems to be more like that they kind of don't have to follow some crooked king or some crooked lord, and they're able to kind of, without banners, become free people and not have to do stuff like that. I mean, sometimes you get certain members of them that we've met in the past before that maybe don't seem to be that good in terms of people, but they don't seem to be that brutal, previously. I mean, you have to do what you have to do in order to survive if you're starving, right? It is what it is. But it did seem to be pretty cruel that they killed all those people like that, and especially the fact that they hung the leader reminds me a lot of kind of Lady Stoneheart from the books, the way she'll have them hang people, is very close. Now, the other thing is that we've seen a couple characters come back recently that I never thought we would see in the television series version. Cold Hands, of course, Benjen Stark has come back now. And then also, of course, the Hound. So we've seen those two return. Now, it's been a while since Cat was killed. It's been a while since, the Red Wedding. However, it was a while that we didn't see Benjen, and at that point I was thinking, well, he's got to be dead if we haven't seen him this long, and they haven't shown him at all. But they kind of use it a little bit differently than you would think. They kind of, and same with the Hound, they just kind of, off screen they go, it's a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, they just pop right back in. And it's like, oh yeah, they were here all this time. So it's a little weird that we don't get to see any scenes with any of them in between. You'd think we'd get to see a little bit just so they could let us know that they're still there. But we do know for the TV series version with Season 6 that they have mostly, with most storylines, a lot of the storylines in it, not all of them, they've passed A Song of Ice and Fire, George R.R. Martin's writing. And, even though Dan must have some idea of where he was going with it and have asked him, okay, what are you going to do with this character? What are you going to do with that character? So they can follow sort of the same kind of path with the story as A Song of Ice and Fire with Game of Thrones. It seems like maybe I'm thinking like so if they're writing the episodes more themselves now and they're not following the storyline, like having the episodes kind of plotted out based on A Song of Ice and Fire, could it be possible they're bringing in more characters now because the writing has sort of shifted, being that it's not so based on the books prior, like because they have to kind of write the dialogue and they have to do these things because it's not mapped out as it was, prior when the books had covered that content and they were releasing it in the TV series. Is it different now, and is that why they're deciding, oh, we do want to add this character in, we do want to add that character in, then they have them come back, right? This would be the third one if we got to see Lady Stoneheart come back now. So I really hope that that those of you who've said that in the comments, you know who you are. I hope you're correct, man. I really would love to see Lady Stoneheart show up, but wouldn't that be crazy if she was kind of portrayed in such a way where she was almost like a villain or something? Would be pretty nuts. But that said, we have had mention of the Brotherhood without banners. Now we've seen them, and they've been out of the story for quite a while. We've seen the phrase, we've seen Walder Frey. It almost starts to feel like maybe they're setting it up to bring her into the story with the Blackfish, right? Of course. Maybe, man, we're getting to maybe we'll see that. I really hope so. even though it looks more conclusive that she would be dead for good, I said the same thing about Cold Hands, and I was wrong. About Benjen, I was wrong. Because he's been gone since, like, what, season 1? When did he leave? I'm trying to remember which episode it was when he was gone. I think it was season 1 or maybe 2. I think 1. So, yeah, rate your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about that first one, because that's a great one. Do you think they are going to bring back Lady Stoneheart? And do you think that, even though most of us did not expect them ever to, and how would you feel about it if she did come back in the show? Cat, undead version of Cat. That's saved by Thoros of Myr, who, of course, we know it fits in perfectly because he saved other people before. And, if he was able to bring her back and then we finally end up seeing it, it'd just be crazy, man. I think it'd be so cool. And that'd be pretty epic if we could see her, like, attack a Walder and hang him or something while she looks at him or something like that. That'd be just really cool. So, now a few more questions. Next one's from BG_NF. And here she says, the waif promised not to make Arya suffer. How does stabbing her multiple times in the abdomen not make her suffer? And that's true, and I've seen a lot of comments on people thinking, like, is that even Arya? Is maybe Jaqen H'ghar, maybe does he have a soft spot for Arya? Does he care for her? And he maybe is, kind of testing the waif or something? Is he going to choose Arya instead, or does he care for, this kind of idea? Because her clothing did change. She had quite a bit of gold, and she didn't have needle, right? Which, with her at that time, it seemed. So, yeah, that's kind of tricky. Yeah, that is kind of tricky. And also, too, when people saw her stab, some people think it's a dream sequence, this kind of thing. To stab someone in the stomach like that, and the waif is defying him because he asked her not to let her suffer. Stabbing someone in the gut is brutal in terms of suffering. I mean, it doesn't, it's so painful, and it's not that quick to get if you get your gut stabbed out. It's not a fast death. It's a slow, painful bleed out type of death. So that is not that is not making someone suffer. So we'll see if it's some kind of test for the waif maybe that we hadn't anticipated or something like that, or maybe some people are right, it's a dream sequence, or maybe it's not, maybe it is Arya and everything, but she's going to be able to somehow counter the waif and going to be able to somehow kill her. So either way, I took the scene when I first saw it as literal. I didn't see it as a dream sequence. But, it makes sense, I guess, or you could make sense there could be some kind of twist. This is Game of Thrones, almost nothing is what it seems a lot of the time. Then Tyler said, Bruhh The Hound was under the dumpster this whole time. Nice. So I'm going to put that in there. That is another time, too. We thought someone was dead. They brought him back. And maybe for Lady Stoneheart, too. And I guess that's kind of been this year. I feel like this year there's been a lot of characters that I thought were dead and then they come back, So maybe it's just 2015 and 2016. I don't know. Jay Donner says, how does Arya survive her attack? That was a trench knife, like a pentagon, in the stomach. Something like that doesn't just heal or get sewn up. Yeah. Exactly. You're right. I mean, but it's TV show logic sometimes, right? You see things in TV shows all the time where if somebody gets, hurt in some kind of way, they pull through this kind of thing. Then in real life, maybe it wouldn't make sense that they would, I can think of like maybe the Walking Dead comic book series where Carl gets his eye shot out and it like goes through here and through his brain matter and stuff, and there's like half his face is missing. You probably wouldn't survive that. I mean, I guess it's possible that you could, but like part of your brain would be missing and everything. It's brutal. So, there's lots of different times where it's TV show logic that things just wouldn't realistically work out that way. But I do think that one of the things Game of Thrones has going for it is that a lot of the events work out a lot more closer to how they probably would with regards to good guys, your heroes versus your villains, than they would in a lot of other shows. A lot of other shows, Rob would not have lost to Tywin like that. So you gotta tip your hat to Game of Thrones for that. So I think maybe it's something that we're just not seeing, and we'll see what happens with Arya, and maybe she'll get healed by somebody, or maybe Jaqen will take pity on her or something, or change his mind. I don't know. We'll see. Next one's from BiSh. and he or she says, I don't think it was really Arya. She was dressed differently. She didn't have needle. She didn't walk like Arya normally does. And that's kind of true. She kind of didn't. That's true. And she magically had a ton of money. I think it was Jaqen H'ghar in Arya's face. Granted, the size is different, so that's kind of tricky. But we don't know the extent of his powers and what kind of different shapes he can take on and things like that. We know the face, but we don't know about the body and the form and stuff. That's kind of tricky, I think. Yeah, so, and then there was an argument, and I saw somebody say it. I thought it was pretty funny. Hashtag give Theon his dick back, George R. R. Martin. Hamster Lord. So that is what it is. So I guess there's a hashtag give Theon his dick back. People want George R. R. Martin to give Theon his dick back. So that's funny. So I thought I'd just throw that in there to finish things off. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think about Lady Stoneheart. I don't think Theon's getting his you-know-what back. I don't think so. I think it's, what is dead may never do. It's gone may never screw again. Anyway, okay, that's it for this video, guys. If you like the video, please thumb it up below. You can also share it. You can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, we just passed 200,000 subs in the channel. Join us. Subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one today. I'll see you guys again soon. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace. See you guys. You better subscribe.